Okay, I'm going to show you how to play Muddy Waters, Can't Be Satisfied, also can be titled as IB's Satisfied. Lots of different versions of this song out there. I learned this one, I believe, off of the early Lomax recordings. I'm just going to play it for you real quick here, then I'll show you the details. Now let's inspect this and go through all the licks and so forth. I'm tuned to open G, which means your 6th string is tuned down to a D. Your 5th string is tuned down from an A to a G. Your D stays the same. Your G stays the same. And your B stays the same. Your 1st string goes down from an E to a D. So you're tuned to open G. Now I use on my resonator usually either metal slide, and today I'm using a very thin, I don't know if you can see that, but a very thin glass slide. Glass slides really tend to sound good with the resonator. They really bring out the high end, really good tone, so that's what I use on my reso. I don't know if you see my other videos or not, but I use mostly my thumb and 1st finger. Sometimes I do double strokes with these 2 fingers. And on this particular song, there's a heavy bass note of the open G, which is your 5th string, and that's used with my thumb. And these high notes, I do up picks with my 1st finger, or up strum with my 1st finger. So the very beginning, you're at the 12th fret, and you're hitting the 1st string, 12th fret. Then you're hitting the bass note, which is your 5th string open, G. Then you're hitting with your 1st finger again the 2nd string at the 12th fret, and then another bass note, and then the 3rd string, 12th fret, and a bass note. Then you do almost the same thing, but instead of doing, you do it this way. So just 2 of them on the 2nd string. So this is what it sounds like. Oh, I forgot to slide up. And that is very basic. It's in a million blues songs. You take the open strum of all strings, you slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd very quickly. I usually use my thumb on that one. Then I do another down with my thumb and an up with my 1st finger. So it goes like this. Okay, so back to the beginning. That's the whole thing, so we'll slow it down. So that's the whole, what I call the intro. The intro is also the verse though, so it's not really a good way to describe it as the intro. So after that part, the next part goes like this. And that's just open, 3rd fret again, back to open again, back to 3rd fret, up to 5th fret. if I show you what it looks like without the slide, it might be a little easier to see. It's like this. So, we'll put that in the context of the song. Now on that lick, I'm using my thumb on the 5th string and my first finger on the 3rd, and I'm picking like this at the same time. So I'm doing this. Sometimes I'll slide into all of those notes. So I'll go like this. Or. So basically what you've got is open to 3, back to open again. Keep in mind you're only playing the thumb on the 5th, first finger on the 3rd. Then you jump up here to the 7th fret, and then down here to the 3rd, back to open again. So, the whole thing so far. You notice I do a quick little slide up. It's just one of my things. I go like this. Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing this. It's just a little flourish I like to do. Gives it percussion. Shows you where the downbeat is. It's kind of like pretending to be a drummer there for a second. So now here's the interesting part. In the very old recordings, Muddy Waters puts this really funky cut time thing in, which is totally cool. The best I can figure that what he's doing is something reminiscent of this. He's using his first finger on the 3rd string, and then then he's doing open strings. Then he's using it on the 4th string, 3rd fret, and then open. So it's when you see my fingers moving down here, they're going down to the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then open, then 4th string, 3rd fret, then open. So here's the next lick that comes up. I'll play it in real time, and I'll slow it down. So to slow that down, it's actually a lot easier than it looks. To slow it down, he's doing this to the best of my ability to decipher what he's doing. He's using only his first finger, and he's only putting it on the 3rd string, and does this. Then he moves it over to the 4th string only. You're strumming all the strings, but you're only pressing down the 4th string. So you go. Then he does the 2nd half. So I'll play the whole thing again in regular speed. So if I slow it down and I don't play, if I take my slide off so you can see my fingers, this is what you get. Now you'll notice that these fingers, 2nd and 3rd finger in this hand, do a lot of choking in my style of playing. It gives it a very percussive sound. It's just something I do, and I can't not do it. I really love how that sounds. And it kind of emulates a drummer kind of in a way anyway. So you'll see I do a lot of that choking stuff. If I don't do the choking, the notes just ring out all over the place, which most of the time I don't want that to happen. This is what it sounds like if I don't choke it. Sounds completely different. So I like to put those chokes in there. So let's slow it down again. I'll show it to you again. First finger starts out on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. I'm strumming again all the strings. This is a hill country blues style where you strum all the strings, but you might fret 1 or 2 of them. But you don't just strum those 2 that you're fretting, or 1 that you're fretting, you strum all of them. So this is how it goes. Now of course I got my slide on for that slide up to the 12th fret. So I'm sliding up to the third, on the 3rd string to the 12th fret, which is your octave G. You'll be doing a whole lot of that if you're tuned open. I don't care what you're tuned to, D or E or G or A or whatever. You'll be doing a ton of sliding up on the 3rd string, sometimes the 4th, depending on how you're tuned, up to the 12th fret. So again, here we go. Now sometimes I don't quite nail that 3rd string with my thumb. Doesn't matter. You're tuned open. So you can just wail, you can just bash. So it goes like this. I mean, just beat the hell out of it. That's what they did. That's what you want to do to get the authentic sound to it. So there's only one more part left after that. So I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing and show you the new part, which is very similar to what we've already done. So starting at the top. Whole song. You're going to repeat that about 8 or 9, 10 times to do the whole song. So one thing I forgot when I was playing that, I remembered I didn't really show you how I'm doing this at the beginning. I'm doing an up pick with my first finger only. First string, thumb on that, showed you that. But then I'm jumping over to the 2nd string, doing another up pick with my first finger. You don't have to do the up picks with your first finger. That's just how I do it. It's easy for me to separate those notes and grab just one string out of the 6 with that first finger. It's kind of curled up like this. So that's what I'm doing there. And when you practice this song, I played this song, I guess the best word is very, very wimpy style for a long time. And then one day, I don't know why, I picked up the guitar and I just beat the heck out of it and it sounded way better. So I've been trying to play this song really hard ever since for the last several years. So I just really grabbed those strings and smacked the heck out of it. And once you get your calluses, you won't feel the pain. But before you get your calluses, you can cut your fingers up and slice into your underneath your fingernail and all that kind of thing. But hey, that's what the old blues cats did, and I know why now, because it sounds so much better. So once you get practiced and you get some stamina and you get some calluses on your fingers, play really, really, really hard. Pretty much all of your solo stuff, that's the school that I come from. Just beat the heck out of it, and it, to me anyway, I think it sounds a lot better. So the part I was going to show you, the new part, goes like this. Let's see, let me do this part. What you've got is, it goes back into the verse there, and what he does is he's playing this thing again and he's singing, and he's going like this. Well, I see it tomorrow, like I see it today, gonna pack my suitcase, make my getaway, Lord, I'm troubled. So he's singing real loud and he's getting up here to the 12th fret. So sometimes I'll do that and it's exactly the same as the intro. Well, I see it tomorrow, like I see it today. Sometimes I do it down here, depending on the situation of where I'm playing and all the pain in my fingers. I might do it like this. I might just put my first finger here on the first string, 5th fret. That would be my G chord, and that's going to be the beginning of the verse. So I might do it like this. So that's 2nd finger on the first string, 5th fret. You strum all the strings. First finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. Strum all all the strings, and then no fingers at all. So instead of going, will I see you tomorrow, I do it like this. I go, will I see you tomorrow, like I see you today. Gonna pack my suitcase, make my getaway, Lord, I'm troubled. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going from up here at the 12th fret, and there's just another way to do it down here. If I'm playing a coffee house, I probably won't play that loud or sing that loud, so I'll probably do it down here. Will I see you tomorrow, like I see you today? Gonna pack my suitcase, make my getaway, Lord, I'm troubled. I'll probably play like that in a coffee house. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole thing. So I'm going to do a verse for you, and then we'll do the ending of it. Now you notice that when I'm playing, I'm using mostly my thumb and my first finger. So when I'm doing that, take a look at this hand. I'll slow it down for you. Hit the second string there instead of the third string. So if you look at this hand, this is all this hand's doing. This hand is not changing anything, it's just doing straight up and down. Thumb going down, first finger is curled underneath, and you probably can't see it, but this is what it looks like. So the first finger is grabbing those top strings. You might be able to see it this way, I don't know. And that's most of my style, is using that thumb and first finger. Your knowledge may vary, you can do it different ways, strum it with different fingers, but that seems to work the best for me.